Our goal is to take the app that we have now and then be able to hit this start searching button, and it'll take us to another screen where we can, start searching out Pokemon, and then we get like a list of data back. Now, in order to do that, in this video we're going to cover a couple things. The first is we're going to build another component called search, which will allow us to flip between two components, and then we're also going to build out our own routing system for React Native. It's something that would work in React too. Now, usually people use a much more high quality, already pre-made routing system, like maybe they use React Navigation. In the apps that I have on the App Store, this is actually what I use. This is what I like to use. It's a pretty good navigation system, but it is a little complex. So we're going to just be building out our own simple, our own simple navigation system inside here pretty easily. So, let's start with the source. We'll go ahead and make that search tag real quick. So we're going to say search.js, and then we're going to want to type all this stuff out. I'll actually help you guys out here. I didn't do it for the last component we wrote, but first we want to import stuff. So import React from React. And then we also want to get that view and text tag from React Native. And then we want to create stuff. Class search extends React component. And render function, and we'll just go ahead and put in that return with that standard view. We'll even include a text so that we know we're on the search page. So we'll say text search, just like that. And then the last thing we need to do is export stuff, right? And we can just say our one line here, export default search. Now you're probably even wondering why this is a third part here, export stuff, because all we ever do is include one line. Well, the reason why it's important is because it is an important thing. If you don't export this component, it's never going to work. And also, sometimes you can get a little bit more detailed with exporting things, like if you ever use a package called Redux or even Meteor. When we get into some other packages, you're going to do some more creative things with how you export your components. So I'm going to hit save, and that's going to reload the app. And I'm going to go back to my app.js and import search from /src search. Now, if I threw search in right here, it's basically, I'll actually show you what this is going to do. I'm going to throw search inside of here, and I'm not even entirely sure what's going to happen. I bet you can't even see it. Yeah, so you're not even able to see what's on search. I mean, right now it just says search. It's just a word, but you can't even see it because this landing is taking up everything on the page right now. So we got to build out our little navigation system, and we're going to be using state for that. So we're going to say state is equal to, and we're going to put in a key called current screen. And right now we're going to set that to landing. So our current screen is landing. That's what we want. And then we're going to take out these landing and search. I'm just going to delete that out and put in here something to render in whatever screen we want to be using right now. So render screen, and then obviously this is a function, so we have to create that function. I'll say render screen right up here and make it an ES6 arrow function. And in here I'm going to say if this dot state dot current screen is equals to landing, then go ahead and return that landing component that we have, right? Otherwise, if it's not equal to that, if it's equal to instead this dot state dot current screen is equal to we'll call this one search, right? Then return search. Search, just like this. And let's just see how this looks. So I'm going to save this. And you're going to see what happens is we have that Pokemon Welcome to PokeSearch pop up just fine, just naturally, right? Now if I change this ahead of time to search, we can see that search is up there. So we didn't get the Pokemon running this time. This time, because the current screen inside of state is search, we're getting search popping out. So we're on the search screen technically. Now we're going to change this back to landing, and basically what we want to do is we want to make it so that when we click that button on the landing page, it then takes us to search, right? In order to do that, we have to tie this button right here, the on press, to the app, right? And here's how we can do that. First, we got to make a function where we can actually switch the screen. So we're going to call this switch screen and make it an ES6 arrow function, of course. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass in the variable screen and say this dot set state of the current screen is equal to whatever screen we just pass in. In fact, you know what? Here, we'll do this ES6 style. We won't even use screen. We'll say current screen up here. So whatever is getting passed in to the switch screen is getting set to the state. So you know we could pass in, say, search, and then it would set the state to search, and then the new screen would pop up. Now we're not done yet. Inside of our landing, we have to pass this switch screen function in. So basically, we have to communicate between this parent app component and the child landing component, right? Landing is nested inside of app.js, so that's a parent-to-child relationship. So in order for landing, the button, to have access to this function, we have to pass it in as a prop. So this time, this is like the first time we're actually going to be using our own component to pass in our own prop, and we're going to call it switch screen, and we're going to set it equal to this dot switch screen, just like that. And inside of landing here, what you want to do is inside these braces on the function, we'll actually get rid of those, and we'll just say this dot props. So we're accessing the props variable, which come from whatever props we're passing into our landing component. This dot props dot switch screen, and it's a function, so we're going to put our parentheses there, and we're going to pass in the word screen inside there. So I'm going to run that and run that too. Sometimes I notice I'm refreshing right now. Sometimes if you save one and then save another, Expo doesn't catch the newest save, so it won't have the newest save stuff on here. But it's okay because now I refreshed it after I saved this one, so I got the newest stuff. So watch what happens when I hit start searching now. It switched me to the other component. It switched me to the search component, right? Yeah, so it's working as expected. So we're gonna take care of this, the rest of this in the next video. This one's getting a little long, so I'll stop it here and see you then.